in our nature of work, sorry. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. In our nature of business, we have to deal with many kinds of uncertainty, and also our workplace ranging from the safe zone, like office building, maybe a typical warehouse or something, to the area where the hazardous content or the hazardous substance occurred. Meaning to say that according to IEC EX certification or requirement, or the standard itself, it talks about the hazardous zone of zone 0, zone 1, and zone 2. So that is where our equipment are mainly, or majority our equipment are installed in that. So the term of pervasive wireless is unique for Petronas in order to have or to install the intrinsically safe wireless technology for our use, for the industrial plant use, in order for us to have the network or high speed network availability, in order for us to be communicated and also to have to connected to the internet, or mainly to our Petronas network itself. The term is the Petronet. Okay, we call it as a Petronet. So that's about the pervasive wireless in Petronas. So as a result of the pervasive wireless in Petronas, we do also embark on the headcount management system using the pervasive wireless benefits here. So for this presentation today, I would like to share about the pervasive wireless and also the headcount management system in terms of the usage, in terms of the objective, usage, benefits, and also how do we select the technology of the pervasive wireless and also the headcount management system. Okay. Okay, next slide. So that's our objective for the pervasive wireless. We need to extend our network connectivity from our offices or from our building to the process area, such as we have our manufacturing area. We do have refinery, for example, in Melaka. We do have a plant, petrochemical plant, such as like Rapid in Pengerang and also in Kerteh. And also we do have the offshore platform in various locations, offshore of Terengganu, offshore of Sabah, and also Sarawak. There are many. So what would be the enabler for this pervasive wireless is something that we benefit of PEPTW. Okay, let me put my pointer here, sorry. Okay, what is EPTW? Okay, it started from PTW, means that permit to work. For us, in order to start our work, everybody need to apply for permit in order to start the work. The permit itself is very important because we wanted to assess and we wanted to let everyone know that there are works and there are people on that area, in order to let everyone know, and also if in the case of emergency, the proper evacuation can be done. So we added E in front of PTW because of the electronic. So it's online PTW. So we wanted this pervasive wireless to be EPTW, to enable EPTW. Okay. In the same time also, we do have a smart mobile worker, telemetry, and also HMSI dashboard. So this is the use cases for the pervasive wireless. Okay. Second one about the headcount management system. Okay, this is something not new actually, but currently we are doing it manually. We have to record down manually on the book, on the table, on the Excel spreadsheet, on the people are working on that area. So we do expect that from this pervasive wireless and headcount management system, everything will be automated. So automated mastering headcount, rapid evacuation, fast search, rescue, and operation. vehicle and asset tracking, and what's not. So what are the business value drivers? First is to improve safety, cost. Second, to increase plant operational efficiency. Third, to enhance plant optimization. Okay. So far, is there any question? Am I going too fast? Tak ada, eh? Okay, all right. Okay, I move to the next slide. Okay. Okay, this is the benefit of our industry pervasive wireless. Okay, so as you can see in the slide, the application from the pervasive wireless there are many for the life safety, for real-time analytic, people asset tracking, evacuation management, and also digital operating procedure. Okay, so what are the end devices or the use cases or end devices that we use? So we have the worker at the facility there. So the worker equipped with all kind of detectors and also tags and also tablet. This is to enable or to track the people livelihood in the particular area, and also the worker itself can get any of information that they wanted from the tablet itself. Okay. Secondly, about the asset and tracking with vehicle. So this is very important because we have logistics in order to send the equipment or people into the plant or outside the plant. Okay, this is new. We are deploying in future. We are deploying drones, and now we already deployed the walking drones. Actually, I can show later what I mean by that. Okay, so other than that is the real-time document access using tablet and also the video surveillances. So again, this pervasive wireless is actually for us is infrastructure backbone that integrates personnel and asset in the plant with new capabilities and new ways of working. And second one would be to enhance the life safety and enable digital initiative. Okay. Okay, next one. Technology selection process. Okay, let's talk about something like engineering process. How does we have to determine what will be the best technology for us to have the pervasive wireless? Okay, first of all, we need to look at the area classification. This map is actually a pengerang map. Okay, we need to know in our plan that how many are the safe zone, how many are rated as zone 1, zone 0, and also zone 2. So this is important because we want to, in order for us to place our equipment or our sensors on our exciters or AP, we need to know that whether the area is, the equipment are suitable or not to be installed in that particular area. So second one, talking about the technical drivers, okay? So we got to know what will be the current geolocation, okay? And also we need to know the bandwidth sizing and also the coverage. Because of our plant nature, we have so many uncertainties. We do have buildings, we have the vessel, we have the columns, we have all the metal structure. So that makes very difficult for us to design this pervasive wireless. Okay. Third one, the most interesting part, the technology option. Okay. So there are many technology out there that can offer wireless, but the thing is we need to know what is the best technology that we need to opt to. Okay. We go to the below one here. Okay. These are some of the communication medium technology and also the supporting tracking technology, communication technology. As you can see here, we do evaluate Wi-Fi, Zigbee, WiMAX, fixed wireless, and also LTE. So these are the meeting requirement or the criteria itself in terms of capability, in terms of the coverage, roaming, bandwidth, geolocation, interference, and device compatibility, and also future-proof. So as you can see here, we got the indicator chart, indicator that tells us whether this technology, is it meeting or is it not meeting, or is it barely meeting our requirement? So this is part of our engineering process in order to select the best technology for our pervasive virus. Okay. All right. After done some preliminary selection, we did selected the best technology, still selecting, but we are evaluating further the available technology. We come out with the conclusion that Wi-Fi, LTE, and also maybe possible of hybrid between Wi-Fi and LTE is possible. Okay, so let's take a look on each of the this technology. It's always about Wi-Fi versus LTE itself. I mean, particularly 4G LTE. The LTE is 4G itself. Okay, all right. So Wi-Fi and LTE each has its own advantage and also disadvantages. Okay, so I will touch this one in detail later. Okay, but this will be the setup here that combine or hybrid between the Wi-Fi and also LTE. As you can see there, Wi-Fi is our own, means that it's PETRONAS, PETRONAS network for short term, okay, PETRONAS. So we do have our router and also our Wi-Fi AP. However, for 4G LTE, because PETRONAS is not the what call that service provider. Okay, I think the service provider out there is already available, like Celcom, DG, Maxis, and others. Okay, so that's where there is a convergence that we need from the LTE itself to the internet. From the internet goes into our PETRONAS network. So this is a typical block diagram or typical diagram to be for the hybrid solution. Okay. Okay, I think this is, for me, this is the most interesting part. You got to see in every detail or every criteria between Wi-Fi, LTE, and also possible hybrid between Wi-Fi and LTE. Okay, at this time, because this study was done in 2016 or 2017, if it's not mistaken. So during that time, it's still Wi-Fi. The most advanced is AC. Okay, I think the name now they changed to Wi-Fi 5. If not mistaken, Wi-Fi 5. Okay, versus LTE, 4G LTE. Okay, 5G is not yet. So we evaluating 4G LTE. Why we opted for LTE is because wherever that we provided already at that time by the service provider. Of course, there are advanced of LTE, advanced version of the LTE itself. Okay, but for this evaluation, we stick to LTE first. Okay, so in terms of the first criteria, in terms of advancement, both are matured technology already. Okay. As you know, that the throughput or the speed of the Wi-Fi are exceeding LTE. This is known fact. But the thing is, what is the disadvantage of Wi-Fi is the range itself. According to the study and according to our experience, that Wi-Fi, even though it gives the high speed, but at the extent of at the disadvantage of the range itself. So it only can serve up to 50 to 100 meter. I think 100 meter is too good actually. In our house maybe, or maybe in the office building, maybe it's lesser than that. It's actually compare how do you configure, how do you set up your Wi-Fi. So, but we just take this number, 50 to 100 meter. Against LTE, which is in the range of 2 to 3 kilometer, depends. If you can have your power, your transmit power, or your elevation to be higher, it can give much better. But it's still, I don't think it's going to be more than 5 kilometer, if not mistaken, based on my experience. So, okay. What is between of this Wi-Fi and LTE? What is the future proof? I think both are mature technology and also both are future proof. I think no problem with it between Wi-Fi and also LTE. Okay. The problem comes with the end devices capability. Majority of the equipment at that time during 2017, Wi-Fi is already been accepted or maybe compatible mainly by many of end devices. To say that many of devices are already Wi-Fi compliance, no problem. But for our case, there are not many devices actually that can compatible with LTE because we need a SIM card module and also the thinking of the subscription fee for the device itself. So that is the disadvantage of the LTE. Okay, and also of course that during that time, I think the industry itself does not really get compatible with LTE. Mainly get compatible with Wi-Fi. Okay. The next criteria are the most important criteria about the cost itself. Normally in Petronas, we divided our cost into CapEx, capital expenditure, and also OpEx, operational expenditure, which mainly occur for maybe monthly basis or maybe yearly basis. As you can see here, in the size of the plant, okay, for example, let's imagine the Pengerang plant or maybe MLNG in Bintulu plant. Not sure whether you have been there, but let's imagine that, okay, in that size of the plant, for Wi-Fi itself, in order to deploy the Wi-Fi system, estimated we need a 15 million of investment. That's a huge investment. Compare with 4G LTE, it's only 0.5 million. Why? Because we are not telco service provider. We subscribe to the current service provider. So we only have to pay for the maintenance and also subscription fee. Similarly, what we do for our Unify at home, same, because we don't own or we don't buy, maybe buy one time only, but monthly we need to pay for the subscription packs. Okay, so that's the thing that of course CapEx is much lower, but the thing that in our mind we need to pay for the monthly or yearly subscription fee of OpEx. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, about transmitter power consumption. Okay, because there are many APs or Wi-Fi in order to cover such of the big area, there are high number of APs. That's why the power consumption is higher compared to LTE. And actually, we don't really care about the power consumption for LTE because it's already provided by the service provider. Okay, why power is very important for us? Imagine if, let's say, we have plant in Pengerang or MLNG at onshore, there will be no problem because I think like our home, our house, we have our TMB to supply the power, or maybe in Sarawak, SESCO, in Sarawak, SESCO, supplying the power, no problem. But imagine if, let's say, you are at offshore platform, manned platform, still okay, but how about the unmanned, very remote platform and very far stage? The power that normally we have for that unmanned platform is only solar, or at some time maybe we use the gas turbine generator or short-term GTG. So there's a very limited amount of power. We also, apart from communication devices, we also need to power our vessel, our rotating equipment, our machinery, our instrument, our other equipment. So there are many with limited of power generation. That's why the power consumption is very important for us. Okay, especially for offshore environment. Okay, let's go to the next. and device power consumption. So Wi-Fi is medium, but LTE is high because of the transmitter power. Okay. What about infrastructure readiness? Wi-Fi is new. New here means that we have to deploy ourselves, we install, but LTE itself is already existing. The telco provider is already existing. Okay. What about the investment? It's also high because of the new, but LTE is low because it's existing. Okay. Rain attenuation, I will not say it's not affected, it's still affected, but is really less lah. I mean, it's something that we can maybe neglect or maybe ignore at the moment. Okay, right. How about the installation complexity? Yes, Wi-Fi is very high, especially when you wanted to deploy mesh configuration. But LTE is low, and also actually we don't care because we rely on the service provider. Okay. Again, for the redundancy, yes, Wi-Fi needs a mesh network in order to have the redundancy configuration, but LTE we don't care because of the telco service provider. Okay. Any question? Okay, good. All right, I go to the next. Okay, so this is basically a 2017 study when we wanted to deploy in MLNG. MLNG is in Bintulu, Sarawak. So typically this is the PETRONAS MLNG complex. MLNG stands for Malaysian Liquefied Natural Gas Complex. So it's in Bintulu, Tanjung Kidurong. If everybody here have been there before, maybe from Sarawakian, maybe you know this place very well. Okay, so there is one tower belongs to Telecom Malaysia. Okay, that provides the coverage. As you can see here, from the tower itself, we, together with Telecom Malaysia team, did a coverage study in MLNG area. As you can see here, this is the manufacturing or the plant itself. Okay, these are the tank to store the liquefied natural gas products. These are the jetty, and these are the supporting plants. So basically, all the PETRONAS industrial complex are there. Everything from A to Z, from the manufacturing, from the transportation, everything. I think you heard that before, that we've been transporting our LNG to Japan, to China, to Korea. This is where its origin is from. So we put our LNG here from our offshore platform. We export into here, store here first. We put in this vessel, this tanker, and then this tanker will ship to the countries whoever needs the LNG products. Okay. All right. We did coverage study together with Telecom Malaysia. So this is what result that we got according to the location identification A, B, C until N. These are the RSRP value and the LTE strength itself, and what will be the expected throughput. As you can see there are poor reception on particular area, especially as you can know already, the very far area from the tower itself. So this is the primary study that we need to inform Telecom Malaysia. If we wanted to opt for LTE, they have to do something about it. So of course we pay for the subscription fee. Okay. All right. Use cases for this pervasive wireless. As you can see there, the first one is robotics. Currently, the only robot that we have, okay, you can see robot, is this robot. Animal, we call it animal. It's a dog actually, but we call it as animal. So we have deployed. Later I will show you, or maybe share some video to inform what is the animal about. Okay. All right. Second use case is actually talking about remote operation control. This is something that we are inspired to. PETRONAS is inspired to have this remote operation control. Okay, what is ROC? ROC is our aspiration. In order in future, we don't need to send people anymore working in platform. Everything will be remotely controlled from onshore, from our office. Even we wanted to see what is the result, what is the instrumentation, the indication, the statistic, everything, the valve itself, we intend to have it to be remotely controlled from onshore. That's our aspiration. That's why the communication is very important for us. Okay. Third one is the drone itself to save for the civilians and also for other purposes as well. We did our test actually recently in last month. We tried to transport the goods logistic using drone. I think it's proved successful, but for the short distance. Okay. Number 4 is our head-mounted tablet. Okay. In Petronas, in order for you to work in the facility, especially hazardous zone facility, you need to wear the helmet, safety helmet. And this is like construction workers. We wanted to equip our helmet with the microphone, the camera, and also other equipment itself, other equipment, to have the video feed, the live video feed, remote mentoring, and also remote document retrieval. Meaning to say that using our helmet, we can see, we can read the data sheet, the specification, the whatever technical document is, in order to analyze the situation or in order to read the valve situation. So that's our aspiration. Okay. Fifth one will be the CCTV. Okay, I think CCTV is very common. We intend to have a very sharp, clear 4K resolution of CCTV to install. So for us, in order to have this ROC here, we don't send people anymore, but we need to have some eyes installed at the facility there, especially the unmanned remote facility. So we need to have the eyes. So this is very important. And of course, the last one will be the IIoT gateways for the device itself. In order for us to have the data, send the statistic, the data, wherever for analyze the reading or analyze or give the feedback accordingly. Okay. All right. Okay. Just now I mentioned about the animal. Okay. So as you can see here, what is animal about? This is site sharing, but I think quite interesting also. Just sharing with the participant here. So what is animal? Animal is actually IP67. This is ingress protection 67. Weatherproof IP67 autonomous four-legged robot. Is designed and optimized for industrial inspection tasks, including visual, thermal, and also auditory inspection. Okay, so imagine we have worker every day need to inspect at that particular area. Let's imagine that the area is very hazardous. So every time when our worker have to go there, first he need to submit the PTW application just now. Second, somebody has to go there first in order to analyze or to assess the condition of the area, whether is there any gas vapor, is there any gas cloud over there, the harmful or the hazardous there. Is it safe to work on that? And also, there is a human to say that limit on this to work on that particular area. You cannot work continuously for 8 hours over there. So people or human need rest. So that's why we've been thinking outside of the box here. In order to have this kind of technology here, for us to do the work for us actually. We don't rely on people anymore. In future, maybe we rely on this animal here. So as you can see, this one, this has many capability here. Okay. Let me share the video to everyone to give some insight of this, what is animal about. Okay, I need to share this. How do I share just now to share the audio? Can you hear?
No.
Can you hear?
No, Prof.
Okay, I need to reshare back. Stop sharing first. I share. Okay, I share screen. Okay, share sound. Okay. Okay, let replay again.
Hi, my name is Ponmani, maintenance engineer for Dulang Field. Animal is a four-legged robot designed and envisioned to be operated in a challenging offshore environment. It is equipped with several sensors. These sensors gives Animal its mobility and visual inspection capability, such as reading gauges and performing thermography. Upon completion of site mapping, Animal would be able to perform routine structured walkabouts autonomously, and at the end of this walkabout, it will be able to produce a mission report.
Ketika Animal dalam masa percubaan di Dulang, kami dah mengenal pasti beberapa perkara yang boleh diprogramkan untuk Animal ni bagi melakukan dan membantu aktiviti-aktiviti kerja kami di sini seperti BBC dan juga PGI. Jadi kami berharap kerjasama ini boleh diteruskan dan keupayaan Animal ini dapat membantu dan boleh dibangunkan di Dulang ini untuk mencapai objektif dan operasi kami yang lebih selamat.
Hi, my name is Zaharuddin Muhammad. I'm the field manager for Dulang. As we know, technology plays very important roles in PMA and state journey. Dulang took a challenge by supporting PMA to embrace digital revolution. Dulang started to embark on our Dulang Big Data Analytics back in 2017. We will continue to collaborate with our partners to ensure this technology is able to add value to our organization. Special thanks to GRNT team for bringing animal and drone technology to Dulang. Thank you.
Digital disruptions play a big part in transforming the way business operates. And to be a progressive energy and solution partner is to continuously challenge the status quo and be more efficient in the way we do things. Technology, robotics, those are steps in the right direction in our long journey to operate our assets safely and more efficiently. And digital transformation is no longer an option that we are choosing to pursue, but rather a necessity to build a future-proof organization.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video just now. Okay, all right. So let's go back again. Okay. All right. So, okay. So what are the recommendation for the pervasive wireless? What are the recommended technology that for pervasive wireless? So first recommendation, it will be we are opted for LTE itself. Okay, because of what? Because of the fast deployment. Is as simple as subscribing to existing LTE coverage provided by Telecom Malaysia, and also because of the less complexity that we need to have this LTE coverage. I think TM need to do some modification in order to further extend the connectivity to the area where the very poor reception occurs. So, and also there is existing link between Telecom Malaysia to link directly to Petronas network. So that's why the first recommended option, we opt for LTE. But this is specific case to case. For MLNG, yes, we did opt for LTE, but in Pengerang, we opt for Wi-Fi actually. Okay, so it depends on use cases and depends on the area itself. Okay, recommendation 2 is we opted for the hybrid solution of combining between LTE and also Wi-Fi itself. Okay, all right. Let's talk about the HMS or Headcount Management System. Okay, I think this presentation slide or this information are the one that we shared with our management in terms of identifying why headcount management system is very important. I think for the sake of the audience, today audience, let's take a look only for this one, where it's caused a very high rating or high priority, which are people and asset tracking, and also life safety. That's why we have to embark to the headcount management system. Okay. All right. So these are the selected technology that we did start our evaluation in order to determine which are the technology or device that best can serve for the headcount management system. I think first of all, talking about the active RFID. Okay, there's an advantage and also disadvantage itself. Okay, second one, we opt for we evaluate the GPS. I think the GPS is very well known to everyone. Okay. Third one will be the Bluetooth Low Energy, or short term is BLE. Okay, BLE. Okay. Fourth one will be the explosion proof smartwatch. Why we have this word explosion proof? Because we work in the hazardous environment, we need to have each of the devices to be explosion proof, or maybe in other name, explosion rated. That device are certified by IEC-EX to work on that kind of environment. For example, you have your phone, you have your smartphone, for example. Not every smartphone can be used or can enter or can be used in that hazardous area because of the potential of the ignition spark or potential of radiation, for example. So that's why we need to have this explosion proof of smartphone itself, explosion proof version of the smartphone. So it's expensive. It's different a little bit because it has to limit the power. It has to identify, put that as a FM, factory mutual inspection, and other certification. Okay, we do have the smartwatch, smartphone, and also we did evaluate for the passive RFID also. Okay, this our technology capability matrix in order to select the best device in order to have this headcount management system. As you can see here, ARF means the active RFID just now, GPS with LoRa, BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy, smartwatch, smartphone, and also passive RFID. So each of these device will give you a specific advantage and disadvantage in terms of identification, tracking, back-end connectivity, receiver range. Range is very important for us, and also the range attenuation. And range attenuation is very important for us because most of our application we need to work outside. So in Malaysia, according to ITUR P530 revision 9 or revision 12, it stated that Malaysia is in region P, where the rain occurs at 145 millimeter per hour. That's a huge number. According to other countries, maybe 25, maybe 10. But Malaysia, as a tropical country, it has one of the highest rain intensity, intensity being measured by the ITUR. So it comes with a number of 145 millimeter per hour. So that is the high intensity of rain. So why rain really effect in the design is because of the attenuation it carries. As everyone knows here, that below of 10 gigahertz frequency, the stability of the rain is lesser compared to the frequency that is higher than 10 gigahertz. That's very sure, according to the study and according to the research done previously. So that's why for this technology, we also need to know the operating frequency actually, in order to study and in order to understand the rain behavior, effect of the rain behavior itself. Okay, of course, the other criteria we need to know also the battery, rechargeable battery. Each of the shift we need to work in Petronas, we need to work for 8 hours. We start our work at 8 and we end our work at 5. Okay, so when we at the area, we don't intend to come back as frequent as what we did in office. Maybe in office, you can go there, hear everything, but at work, you need to be there because of the safety reason and because of the time consuming. That's why the battery is very important for us. So, and second one, the battery change out, meaning to say that this is kind of the maintenance and or on the OPEX itself. We don't want to have the battery to be changed too many. So that's where this criteria is very important. Okay, so is it this technology are meeting our objective of the HMS according to automated mastering headcount, book enhancement, vehicle gate access, and person tracking? So these are the criteria here. As you can see here, the passive RFID is the list or the most, the list that can give you the benefit of the HMS. So that's why I think the first offer we already opt out this passive RFID. Okay. So there is a possibility of combination between pervasive wireless and also HMS itself in terms of technology. We can have the combination of Wi-Fi plus RFID and plus GPS. Yes, we do have the option to combine this LTE with GPS, and we do option to have a combination of the Wi-Fi and LTE. All possible, but we need to think the cost effect itself. So that is things that we need to consider from Petronas side. Okay, so what would be the recommendation for the HMS? So the first recommendation, we opted for GPS with LoRa as a back end. Okay, but there is some complication where when you have GPS, the thing is good for outdoor, but it doesn't really good for indoor. I think you know why, because of the GPS. That's why I think the recommendation to the board or to our management, we still wanted to opt for the BLE for our indoor solution. So at the end, just letting everyone know, for management, for MLNG, it is decided to opt for both GPS with LoRa for outdoor and BLE beacon for indoor. Okay, so these are the typical block diagram. Okay, all right. So I think it's about to end of my sharing today. Okay, so what is the new future for our industrial wireless in Petronas or pervasive wireless in Petronas? In very near future, we will have a technology of Wi-Fi 6 already. I think Wi-Fi 6 as IEEE standards or IEEE requirement, I think this is very advanced. I think the code name of it is 802.11ax. Okay, I think our Wi-Fi is not there yet at the moment. Very soon, very soon. Our intent for the Wi-Fi 6 to be used as the indoor, okay? And also, as everyone know, this is a very highlight story of the 5G itself. So 5G is something very that we've been waiting, but still no news from the government. So, but just wanted to share with everybody that this is the will be near future for our Pervasive wireless. We intend to leverage on this technology, Wi-Fi 6 and also 5G. Okay, right. So actually, this is the information I think shared by Cisco. They did evaluate between Wi-Fi 6 versus 5G. So as everyone know that this is something that in very near future, people wanted to know whether is it Wi-Fi 6 is good or 5G is good. So actually, in my personal opinion, both are good. Both serve for the unique area. Wi-Fi is for indoor, 5G is for outdoor. Okay, that's ends of my sharing today. I think thank you. I pass to Hakim back. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Firdaus, for the interesting slide and talk. So, any question from the audience? We can just put in the chat box, or you can talk to the audience. Any question? No? Okay, I have a question. Boleh cakap bahasa Melayu tak?
Boleh.
Saya interested on the animal yang robot tadi tu kan. Adakah dia detect any apa tu, mungkin apa nak cakap tu? Apa saja yang didetect dalam pelantar tu lah, kan dia jalan dalam pelantar tu kan. Apa saja yang didetect, adakah bahaya ataupun apa dan sebagainya.
Okay, alright. Okay, let me share back yang tadi tu Let me share screen lagi. Sorry tak apa-apa family pakai Zoom ni sebenarnya. Kena belajar. Share screen, okay. Share screen, okay.
Sebab kalau tengok dia ada beberapa sensor kan, dia ada sensor untuk dia lihat dalam pelantar tu kan.
Sebentar okay.
Oh, before I forgot, the audience can fill up the form, attendance form. I have a paste at the chat box.
Okay, to answer the question just now. Okay, benda ni is four-legged. So actually, what the research and development team did last time, they try to mimic this animal, this robot ni to move macam human, macam kita bergerak lah, kita gerak ke platform. So mula-mula tu memang fail lah, tapi lepas after several evaluation and several advancement ataupun modification, dia boleh detect, dia boleh jalan tu, even nak naik tangga ataupun nak pergi ke tempat-tempat sempit yang kita susah nak masuk, dia masuk. So apa yang dia detect kat sini dia kalau tengok kat sini, dia boleh dia boleh hantar video live feed sebab ada CCTV kamera kat situ lepas tu dalam dia punya kamera tu pun bukan semata-mata kamera, tapi dia boleh bagi thermal imaging juga kat situ. So dia boleh pergi zoom, focus ataupun wide view, wide angle punya ni, and also ada microphone yang much advanced, dia ada LiDAR, LiDAR ni stands for dia boleh tengok in terms of macam benda yang kita tak nampak. Contoh macam gas flow, thermal flow, apa lagi, hydrocarbon punya flow yang kita tak nampak lah mata kita sebab benda tu dalam vessel, dalam pipeline, tak nampak. And also dia boleh detect juga gas, dia boleh detect presence of the gas. Maksudnya kalau kita pergi sana, worker tu kalau pernah nampak lah orang pakai baju Petronas punya cover warna kuning tu dengan smart helmet atas tu, dengan goggle, safety goggle, dengan apa semua, sekarang kena pakai mask lah dengan pakai mask, pakai apa face shield semua tu. Dalam masa sama ada gas detector letak kat sini, ada apa H2S punya detector, ada oksigen punya detector. Kalau katakan people tu nak pergi ke confined space, dia kena ada macam-macam lagi apa benda tu sama dia kena bawa. So robot ni dia ada gas detector. So kalau katakan dia detect some gas tu, dia akan beritahu, dia akan hantar notification ada gas leak. Contoh kat sana ada gas leak kat sana. So actually dia banyak menolong manusia lah kan, in terms of safety lah kat sini. So dia hidup gas dia tak kisah, tak ada masalah pun. Kita yang tak boleh nak hidup. So benda-benda macam ni. Okay. So actually more can be done. Tapi at the moment the team buat macam ni dulu. Okay. Apa kena mengena apa ni animal ni dengan apa pervasive wireless sebenarnya sebenarnya animal ni, dia robot ni, dia autonomous. Dia memang bergerak sendiri. Dia dah program macam ni. Cuma bayangkan nanti kita nak hantar this robot dekat remote location, remote platform yang memang jauh betul. Tak ada orang dan tak ada orang nak control, nak bagi ini apa semua tu. So that's why where the pervasive wireless kena ada. Dia nak beritahu, nak robot ni nak buat apa, nak hantar apa. Robot ni pun nak hantar balik video semua, apa image, video, apa data-data semua tu. So that's where kenapa pervasive wireless ni dia kena match dengan robot ni. Nak hantar data, nak bagi signal confirmation apa semua tu dekat robot semua. Okay, hopefully answer the question.
Terima kasih. Ada soalan di chat box ni daripada Azizi. Boleh tengok. Do you have any asset tracking system? What kind of technology that Petronas using? For example, AirTag by Apple.
Sekejap, saya baca balik
Ada dekat dalam chat box.
Okay, alright. Okay, alright. Okay, pasal AirTag by Apple ni, there are many actually tracking system, tracking technology. In majority in our plan for the access security kita orang pakai Johnson Control. Tetapi kenapa kita tak boleh pakai macam Apple ni semua ni, sebab dia tak sesuai for our industrial in terms of security, in terms of safety and in terms of data sharing tu. That's why kita tak pakai. Kita sekarang ni, kita hanya pakai sistem yang kita develop in joint venture dengan Johnson Control. Sebab Johnson Control is been with us many years already. So we developing the advanced tracking system dengan Johnson Control. So satu. Keduanya, bukan semua Johnson Control boleh buat. So at the same time, that's why kita orang kena cari devices. Contoh macam tadi dalam presentation slide tu ada mention pasal BRE, pasal RFID. So we need to develop ourselves benda tu. We need to evaluate and develop ourselves. Nak find out apa tu the best technology yang kita Petronas boleh pakai. Of course benda ni bukan final tau. Maksudnya we are still developing and we still finding the best, because kita orang punya nature of work ni terlalu besar. Maksudnya kalau katakan our work is only limit to the office environment, that would be easy. Tapi sebab kita ada plant, kita ada offshore punya platform, kita ada tempat yang very remote or very small, very big, open area, indoor, outdoor, so macam banyak variation kat situ. So that's why we still have not finished evaluating and we still in evaluation and in finding the right solution for it. Okay, I hope answer the question. Okay, ada second question
Yeah.
Saya jawab terus
Okay.
In deploying the plan for wireless communication in Petronas, what are the main factors that are considered before deployment? Okay, of course, why fiber optic is not one of the alternatives for on-site communication. Okay, I think today's topic, I'm touching about I'm giving the information or sharing about the pervasive wireless stuff. Pervasive wireless is more on the macam access point ataupun access communication to say that in order to bagi the communication access to end devices. Of course, fiber optic is one of our consideration for our backbone or backhaul. I think maybe next topic, maybe I can share about what is the Petronas punya main backbone technology and also communication technology that we are deploying in Petronas, and why we need actually a very good backhaul communication technology. Of course, fiber optic is one of it. Tapi disebabkan Petronas is not a telco service provider. The investment of fiber optic is very huge, very big and very high. We did have our submarine fiber optic. Currently kita orang ada dua from our Bintulu onshore to one of our platform in Bintulu, and another one we do have fiber optic, submarine fiber optic cable. We install it ourselves, of course with contractor. Di Terengganu from Kertih onshore terminal kepada one of our offshore platform, ANSI platform, 170 km away. Okay. Why fiber optic also is not part of on-site punya communication? Of course, there is. Okay. Tapi because again, we are not telco service provider, we are much relying on the existing telco provider. Whatever we subscribe, it depends. If they have the microwave radio used for the communication, on-site communication, yes. Or they have the fiber optic, yes. We depends on them actually. Okay. And also why we did go for wireless. Fiber optic is not wireless, it's wired. Why we go for wireless? Because our mobility. Day one we work on this area. Day two we do work on different areas. So that's why we need something that mobile enough, can move around. So we've been thinking that the best is to have the wireless instead of wired. Wired we use for the backhaul communication. Wireless we use for the access or some people call access point, some people call it as a last mile connection. I hope that answered the question by Amin Zakwan.
All right. Is there any question on the floor on the audience? Any? If not, I think is the end of our session today. I would like to thank you, Mr. Firdaus, our Professor Adjunct, and thank you for the audience for your perhatian, and for that
thank you Encik Hakim, and also thank you to audience juga. I hope, because I'm working as the from my experience, of course I do respect the lecturer, because academician, because their vast knowledge also in terms from the academician point of view. So I did my sharing on my experience based on the industrial. So hope we can leverage and also we can combine, use it as a fullest extent between the theoretical and also real life situation. Thank you. Thank you
Alright.
again, Hakim.